Oh.
I will not.
Okay, so here we are for our board meeting. I'll probably screw this up. We're going to call the order at 6 p.m. I'm going to start by, does anyone like to read the vision, mission, and land acknowledgement?
I will read the vision.
I'll read the mission.
Our vision is to be an innovative, sustainable model of academic excellence for all students that creates well-rounded, lifelong learners and global citizens.
Our mission is that we will provide accelerated and inclusive curricula and instruction in all subjects with an emphasis on math and science.
In the land acknowledgement, we would like to acknowledge that the land on which we gather is the land of the Ochi Tisha Koi, the people of the Seven Council Fires, and the BD Wa Kan Tun Wan Band. The existence of the Dakota Iuta T have lived in this area since time immemorial and before the U.S. war was created, and the state of Minnesota was created. They live within Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, and Michigan. They were the caretakers of the land and lived in harmony. They belonged to the land, and the land did not belong to them. It is within MSA's responsibility as an academic institution to disseminate knowledge about the indigenous people and their history and the relationship with this land. MSA works to build a relationship with indigenous students and their families through academic pursuits and historical recognition. Roll call: Brian Linsmeyer, present. Sarah Harms.
Here.
Isaac Leonardi.
Here.
Mary Yap is running late. Will be here shortly. Tamara Brooks.
Here.
Kari Corner.
Here.
Maggie Bafrui.
Here.
Did you do okay?
You did good.
Okay. Leanne Ahmad is going to be absent today, and Jen Nice.
Here.
Okay. Approval of today's agenda. Is there a motion to approve today's agenda?
I move to approve today's agenda.
Do I hear a second?
I can second.
So, Sarah, you do good? Okay. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? Okay. Motion passes. So, conflict of interest. Is there anyone here with a conflict of interest on today's meeting agenda? Hearing none, we will advance. We are moving into this swearing-in ceremony of our new members. Thank you for being here. Obviously, Leanne Ahmad, we will catch later. So we have, I'm going to go with Margaret Bafrui and Jen Nice. Okay.
So here's the oath of office. Do you want to read it aloud?
Yeah, I'll read it out loud. That's fine. So please be patient. Okay. So the school board member oath of office. It is an honor that you were elected to guide the education of our community's children. As you receive the oath of office, you assume a tremendous amount of responsibility as a director of your school district with the duties empowered by the Minnesota legislature. The power puts you and the other members of the school board in a position of being both morally and legally responsible for equitable, quality education for every student in this district. In carrying out this responsibility, you will be asked to fulfill roles of vision, structure, accountability, and advocacy. In providing vision, the board, with extensive participation of the community, envisions the community's educational future and then formulates goals, defines the outcomes, and sets the course of the public school. To achieve the vision, the board establishes structures and creates an environment designed to ensure all students the opportunity to attain maximum potential through the sound organizational framework. Because as a board, we must be accountable to our community. We must ensure that a continuous assessment of student achievement in all conditions affecting the education of our children. As board members, we serve as a key advocate on behalf of the students of our community to advance the vision for our school. Furthermore, we strive to work with the superintendent and staff, lead the district towards fulfilling the vision we have created, fostering excellence for every student in areas of academic skills, knowledge, and citizenship. So then, and this will be handed out to everyone, having signed this oath of office, you're going to hereby publicly affirm the comment of the oath. So if you guys want, we'd like to, I'll hand these out. So you guys
I think,
everybody-
okay, but only,
You guys need to say it, right?
okay, they say that part,
Yeah,
yeah.
at the bottom part. So you guys can repeat after me, if that's okay? Or you
I think you just look at
They
it.
have,
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
everybody else does need to sign.
okay. So here, I swear, slash affirm, that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of this state,
That I will support the Constitution of the United States and of this state.
and that I will discharge faithfully the duties of the office of the school board member of Independent School District,
No, it's,
of
Science
MSA,
Academy.
and Math and Science Academy to my best judgment and ability. So I
Just
told-
finish it, right?
No. So we are at, let's see, and that I will
And that I will
discharge faithfully the duties Go ahead.
discharge faithfully the duties
of the office of the school board,
of the office of the school board,
member of Independent School District, Math and Science Academy,
the office of school board member of the Math and Science Academy,
to do my best judgment and ability.
to the best of my judgment and ability.
Margaret, Maggie, you ready? Okay, I swear and affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States
I swear and affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of this state,
and of the state,
and that I will discharge faithfully
and that I will discharge faithfully
the duties of the office of the school board,
the duties of the office of the school board,
member of Independent School District Math and Science Academy,
member of the Independent School District Math and Science Academy,
to the best of my ability, or judgment and ability.
to the best of my judgment and ability.
So we assign and then I have to,
Yeah, you'll sign it just because
after
you're
you,
active chair
and
right now.
then active chair currently. Okay,
We give them a round of applause.
yeah, we can do it.
No, you already signed those,
Okay,
so
so
it's
yes.
only when people are new.
Okay. I can see it as well.
I'm
You
sorry.
could follow along.
Yeah. And then, do you wanna go ahead and sign them?
I will sign them.
Yeah, and then I'll give them to Caitlin.
Okay, thank you. So our next, thing of business will be establishing positions on the board. What we have up for election is all positions, the chair, vice chair, secretary, and treasurer. We will move by first, if anyone would like to nominate someone, and then, or if someone is interested in self-nominating in a position. We'll go in order of the positions of chair, then the vice chair, secretary, and treasurer, if all's there. So, on my thought for chair, I'm thinking that Kari would be a good role due to the fact of her background in school, knowing a lot of her students, spending a lot of time in our building. If she would be willing to try to accept that role, I see that, I think you're passionate about seeing math and science go forward. And I think it would be a nice transition from where we're leaving off to our future.
Thank you. I would accept your nomination.
Does anyone else want to nominate someone?
I guess I don't know.
Yeah, okay, so, all right.
I agree with Connie, so.
Okay. So, I guess does anyone want to move to make Kari our chair?
I can make that motion.
Any second?
I will second that nomination.
Yes, all in favor then? Is that what
If they ask for discussion.
Oh, any discussion? Anyone discussion anymore?
Do we need to do movements for each person? I don't know if we did movements before.
If we did what?
Do we have
There
to
weren't
do,
any movements
yeah,
last
do we have to
year.
do movements for each?
Person.
Or
Position.
it's at the end, we
Position.
move at the end, so it's.
I think we probably have to vote on each position.
We have to vote each one.
Yeah.
But we don't need to move.
I don't think you need to make like a
We don't.
movement, I think we do have to vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so we should put it to a vote or just.
put it to the vote, yeah, let's just put it to vote. Okay, all in favor of Kari being the chair? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Kari?
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Madam Chair.
Oh, it sounds like a TV show. Nice job, congratulations. Vice chair position.
Can I ask for like, what are the positions now? Is anyone holding certain positions right now?
Chair was open.
Okay.
I'm currently vice chair. Sarah, I believe you are currently, or were
Yes.
secretary.
Finishing out
Yeah,
secretary.
and then treasurer was Isaac.
So those two have both hit the 2-year limit in
Yeah.
those roles.
Understood.
So they have to, those
Have to be done.
positions are open.
Understood.
Sorry, thanks for clarification. Chair, anyone want to be?
Vice
now?
chair.
Vice chair, sorry, yeah, sorry, chair's already said. Vice chair?
I would make a motion for Mr. Linsmeyer to remain our vice chair.
I would second that motion if we were to be seconding these things. I think Brian, you have, as you said,
Or am I not,
Passion for it.
I nominate
a, yes.
Okay.
Brian to be our vice chair.
Folks?
Are there any
Anyone-
other nominations?
Anyone else want to step up and? Okay, so let's make a motion for, no, we don't have to motion.
Just go ahead,
Just
you
vote.
can vote.
Just vote. All in favor of Brian being chair?
Vice chair?
Vice chair, aye. All opposed? Abstained? I abstain the vice chair. So, moving on to our secretary. Is there anyone who would like to nominate someone to be secretary? So Sarah, you can't be,
I
you're
don't
done.
think so.
So, but thank you for doing what you've done, I appreciate that.
Thank you for your service.
And Sarah, what does it take to be secretary?
Typing.
Typing?
You talk to Caitlin, it's easy.
So
Yeah.
Caitlin's the board reporter,
Yeah.
the
She does most of
secretary
it.
officially keeps.
I'm happy to help out.
Okay, so,
Okay.
I was actually gonna nominate you. I nominate you as our secretary.
Second that nomination, but I might have messed up the sound. Are we okay? Are we still okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I second that
I thought it
nomination.
was a ghost, so.
Not a ghost. Yes, I second that nomination.
All in favor of Jen for secretary? Aye. Aye. All opposed? Abstained? She said this was like,
Sarah will be in touch.
and the last position out there right now for this one is the treasurer position. Isaac, do you want to kind of describe what you did?
Yep, you run the finance meetings once a month in collaboration with Dustin Reeves and Shawnee Holt and Kate Hinton, and then report the finance reports to the board during the time we approve that during the meeting. Would be the main roles, and then kind of being a communication person between people that have questions and financial questions.
Excellent, thank you. Is there any?
Nominate Sarah Harmon.
I will second that nomination. Anyone else want to do math and numbers?
I'll take it. You can vote.
So we can vote on that, I guess. We don't, all in favor, Sarah, being the treasurer, taking the treasurer, will say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Abstaining? Congratulations, Sarah.
Thank you.
You caught up. So then we're up to the annual action items, in which we're gonna look for, board committee selections for finance and governance committee.
Well, finance is typically run by the treasurer.
So Sarah, maybe
Okay, yeah.
I'm sure for a nice cup of coffee or something, Isaac might be able to help you out a little bit. Isaac, would you?
Yes. What exactly are we doing right now?
We're looking at the board committee selections of finance and governance.
Okay. And then I still can be on the finance committee, so I'm planning to be on the committee also
Yeah,
as a
thank you.
part of it.
Appreciate that.
And how many do we have to have? Two on each group?
So really what we're doing right now, we have a chair and then we can determine the chair works with, because there's other people on there besides board members, so typically they work with me because we have parents and teachers signing up to determine the rest of the board. Or the rest of the committee.
That one's set.
You can be set on it. And I mean.
I think that's in our bylaws, it says it, I think you have to vote on the governance.
Okay, so then on governance, does anyone want to do
Oh, I understand.
the governance? Okay.
What is, I would nominate myself, that's appropriate.
Yeah, so what's involved with governance, we go through the policies, we've got a 3-year policy review cycle.
Okay.
So we go through all of the policies we need typically every other month. And then, I would work with you if needed. And most of them are kind of set, but we would work together on those and the other things that might be coming up, like if there's a need to change our bylaws or anything like that.
Would anyone else like to be on the governance? Well, the governance committee can have multiple members, and Jen and I were on last year.
So technically, the chair is on every committee, and then you can't have more than 5 board members. You can't have 5 board members, you can only have 4 in attendance to avoid quorum.
So maybe you, as a new member, so you do not have to take on a role of leading the committee, but if you would like to, you are more than welcome to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful.
So we put that to a vote, right?
I think we-
Yeah, just a vote, right? Okay, so all in favor?
I think it's still a motion for the governance. It should
Yeah.
be.
Okay.
And last year, for the finance committee, somebody moved to approve the treasurer as the chair of the finance
Okay.
committee.
Okay.
So I don't know if you wanna go back and do that real quick for Sarah.
I wonder if we could make one big motion to put approve the treasurer to be the finance chair and Maggie to be the governance chair. I wonder if we could do one motion.
That's up
So you can do
as the
2.
chair.
I think you probably have to do two.
Okay.
It's two separate, so it's, maybe it's okay if we pause.
Absolutely.
I will move that the treasurer become the finance chair.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Okay.
Opposed?
Might need discussion.
All discussion, oh, yeah.
It's
Any
okay.
discussion?
That's okay.
You'll get there.
Hearing no discussion? All in favor? Aye. Thanks, Sarah. Opposed? Abstaining? Sarah, congratulations.
Thank
Now to governance committee. We have a motion, or self-nomination, maybe, to try.
So I will move that Maggie be the chair of the governance committee.
I will second.
Any discussion? Thank you. Any discussion? So a second action item we're looking at tonight is the meeting dates. I believe in packets, you guys should all have a copy. Any of the retreats, workshops, and meetings.
So the meetings are generally at 6 p.m. unless we want to change that, and the work sessions are at 5.
You said meetings were at 6.
Meetings are at 6,
Workshops
the
are
regular
at 5.
business meetings are at 6. No, that's what historically has happened. If the board wants to change it, it's up to you. These dates can also be changed, they're just what would be here.
Has those times primarily worked for everyone in the past? We're getting there from working there.
I like the 6 o'clock meeting time because I think it gives our stakeholders, our parents, an opportunity to get here. Whereas 5 o'clock, if you're trying to get anywhere from outside of Woodbury, as I found out today, it isn't happening. So I like that 6 o'clock time. I know that for the teachers, that makes a really long day for you guys, but
Didn't even come back.
but I think for our parents, it does make a difference.
Is there a reason why the workshops in the past have been at 5 p.m.?
Well, typically, they, we're not waiting for parents or whatnot to come usually. I mean, it's obviously it's an open meeting, but typically we don't have anyone really in attendance. If that time is difficult for people to get here at 5, we could certainly, we can change that time to any time.
Does anyone have right now, a problem with 5 o'clock time on the workshop dates? If I stay with those. Any of the dates that are on the list given, are any of these dates clearly conflicts for somebody, or that you see conflict with the schedule that we weren't thinking of? Holidays, school schedules, etc.
I'll be gone on the retreat for August 9th.
I think I will be too.
I will be
Have
as
time
well.
for August 9th, yeah.
So August 9th, it's a Saturday, it's, I believe, we're gonna do it at the library from 10 to 2. I believe is the time.
If we have 2, possibly 3 people gone, would that be a possible schedule, or is that pretty set in stone?
It could be rescheduled, it runs into issues though, because the following weekend, we've gotta get Christine to be there. The following weekend is our 25-year picnic, and then the weekend after that is Woodbury Days. So it's kind of a rough meeting to move at this point.
Okay. So we will approve that date, and then people that are gone will be able to catch up on what was going on.
I'm a maybe for August 9th, but good for all others.
We have quorum for, well, we don't have any business that we're discussing, so do we need
But
to be concerned about quorum?
We should be okay there. I don't anticipate any special meeting attached to it.
Okay,
If 2 can't make it, I think we still have 7.
okay,
And honestly, weekends in the summer are gonna be rough on almost any
Right.
weekend.
I will not be able to be at the August 19th meeting, which is fine, that's fine.
It's possible to move that date too, if that's
Okay.
something that the board would like to do. Just because it's written on here doesn't mean
Okay.
it has to happen.
I'm not seeing anything on my calendar.
Could we move it to the 26th, or is there something that has to happen sooner?
No, I mean, the 26th, that's the welcome week do at the workshop.
Often we're right here, so I'm not driving into Woodbury this
You be okay with that then?
I'm fine with it, but I don't want to speak for anybody else. I mean, it makes for a lot.
Yep, that works for sure. We'll be here for sure, so.
Fine, yeah.
So shall we change that, we'll change that date to August 26th then? So then we need a motion. Is there a motion then to approve the dates for workshops and meetings as such right now?
I'll move to approve the calendar. Is there a second?
I can second.
Discussion, I'm all ready to get this.
Further discussion?
The motion amended,
Oh,
the date.
Right. With it changed to August 26th. It did indirectly. So, thank you.
All in favor? Ayes? Opposed? Hearing none? Abstained? Motion passes for the calendar. Okay.
Okay.
So we're on, action item C, designate contract authority.
So currently, our contracted authority, so that's the ability for me to spend money without board approval. Currently, we have it at 10,000. I'm requesting an increase to 20,000, it can go up to 25,000 due to statute, but due to expansion and the number of things that we are going to have to be purchasing this year. I think that it will be beneficial to just cut down on the amount of time that the board is approving contracts.
Did you say 25,000 is the?
That's the statutory limit.
So, and you're asking for 20?
What's the current process for that request and
So, I mean, if it's over $10,000, you put it on the board agenda, and then the board approves the purchase.
Gotcha. So it could be a following board meeting before it is even really discussed and approved.
Right, so it could end up just delaying things, or we could end up having to have session meetings into our work sessions, which can be done, and we have done it fairly, not just always with that, but we have done it. I was just concerned with the number of things that we need to contract for in the coming year, that it would, and we're getting so many more students, there's a proportion of things that are gonna start to cost more.
Because of the upcoming year, would you like to go to 25,000? Or do you feel that 20,000 is enough?
I mean, 25 would be fine as well. I think 20 is enough, but 25 works as well.
It seems like if that's a number that's available within your, you would, have the judgment to make a decision. And, but at least that's something where like 21,000, you could do,
I think Mary has something.
If I recall correctly, legislatively, it's 25,000 and above, we need the 3 bids on though, right?
Over 25, we need the 3 bids.
Okay. I just wanted to, I was more comfortable with 20,000 because of that threshold than,
I have another question. This is a one-time expenditure costing 10 or 20,000, or is this within a range of time, a spend?
So that's a good question. So like if we're entering into a new contract, like if we have continuing contracts for like our cleaning and that kind of stuff, so we don't continuously bring that. But if we were to enter into a contract with a new vendor,
Sure.
almost all those vendor contracts would need to be board approved
Understood.
because they will go over 25,000.
I'm saying at 20,000, because it's, and I understand that 25 would be nice, right? You know, like they have all the bells and whistles on a car, but sometimes you have to look at it and just be safe. Have you seen those come through yet on the building?
So the construction is all going through the building company, so that does not come through here. Well, yeah, I mean, those bills are like $1 million.
Yeah.
Those are already going through.
Off of your basis or your best guess, is 20,000 at a time appropriate for you?
Yeah, I have not had a problem even with the 10,000. I'm just trying to anticipate we'll be buying curriculum and some
Well,
other things
curriculum.
that could be expensive.
And we're going to double everything. So I mean, that 20,000 I think would be appropriate for you to be able to go off of. Because that's always my fear is when you need to make decisions, and again, maybe it's money, or it was money, like, that's gonna look the whole process of that building, that's gonna put us months behind, and we can't afford, I don't feel we can afford it.
So we're, and I just want to make sure that I'm completely transparent, the stuff for the building, that goes through the building company, that does not come through the board, but there are a lot of things that we will need. And to Mary's point, you know, if something is, you know, I think it's gonna come in at 19,000, but then, I don't know, there was extra shipping or something and it went over 20, I still think we would be okay, but then, you know, you've got that cushion where it's me working with the board as opposed to running into a statutory
Right.
issue at that 5,000 buffer is, I think that's appropriate, at least at this point. Once we have expanded, we can take a look at what is more appropriate in the future. So I'm gonna comfortable with the 20.
Final thoughts on this? So, do we have a motion to approve the designated contract authority to raise it to 20,000?
I can make that motion.
I can second.
Any more discussion on it? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? I think that's everyone's talking. See, okay, motion passes on that. Okay, 8D, designation of identified officials with authority for the MDE user access and recertification system known as Iowa. Yes, please.
Okay, so, the MDE, the Minnesota Department of Education, requires there to be one official at every school district or charter school who's responsible for, basically all of the uploads that go into the state reporting system. And so every year we have to recertify the Iowa, the identified official with authority. And from there, then I designate to people, and some things I upload myself, but it has to be done annually. It's typically the superintendent and then, or the executive director, and then they can designate other people, because there's other people within our organization that do some of the uploads for us.
So typically, so right now you serve that role. You're,
I'm currently in that role, we just have to renew it every year.
okay. Does anyone want to make a motion to allow Kate to maintain her designation of identified official with authority for the MDE user?
I'll move.
Okay, thank you. Anyone?
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Unanimous? No nays? No abstained? Okay. So then the designation of district depositories and business or cash flow?
Yeah, so that would just be to continue with Old National Bank, which is our bank.
I guess it just says all checks off, everything's there already.
Right, I mean, if we chose to change the depository, then we might need to bring this back, because it's not a piece of work.
Yeah,
It is.
especially with everything now. Any questions? Does anyone move to keep Old National Bank?
I'll move. They've been great to work with and very supportive of our programs and so forth, so.
I will second.
Okay, any discussion besides what we've had? All in favor? Aye. Unanimous? Designation of district council. Keep going on with that one.
So I'm requesting to continue with Laura Booth at Ratcliffe, Rozak, and Maloney. She's been our council for many, many years. And in addition, I would like to add, this is new, but Craig Kepler at Best and Flanagan represented us for the building company with the real estate transactions, and he's a real estate expert, so I feel like a second attorney should bring us another level of expertise, and Laura's firm can do some real estate, but Craig is really, he knows charter law and charter real estate very, very well. And so I would request that we add him as our second attorney.
That's more like you said, real estate.
Right, so my thinking is that if we were to need legal help outside of the expertise of RRM, that Craig would be the one that I would prefer to talk. Because he also did our lease for the new building, all of that stuff. So he's done a lot of the work through the building company.
He knows us.
Well, he knows us since this expansion, so.
Is there a cost of retainer or?
So are these two separate motions? Motion for Laura Booth.
And want to add?
You don't have to pick.
No.
No.
Any-
Never discussion.
I just have a discussion, a point of clarification, I guess. I know in the past, and I think in the previous year, we had Jim Martin on as a secondary. Do we need to somehow terminate or let him know that we're no longer keeping him?
He's
What is
still,
that?
I mean, we still have a retainer with him, we could theoretically, I mean, I'm not gonna call him, I could come back to the board and say,
I'm just wondering if he needs to be listed then here as where we're not terminating him then.
I would not advise that we terminate him, we haven't used him in 2 years.
Okay.
But he still has a lot of our legal files, he still has a lot of, and we could go back to him if there was some reason that Laura couldn't serve our needs. I would just bring that back to the board and ask to add Jim Martin, or we can have 3 attorneys if you want. We can leave Jim Martin as a potential. I was just trying to not clutter it up, but if we wanna leave Jim Martin Law Firm as a 3rd attorney, we can certainly do that.
Were they officially designated last year?
They were last year. So in adding Craig, I didn't, just keep it clear, I didn't add the request of Jim, but I'm not opposed to keeping Jim as a second opinion, because Craig is not necessarily gonna give us a second opinion on employment law. For example, if we were having an employment issue with an employee or any kind of other issue, Craig is primarily a real estate attorney.
Is there a retainer fee for the interim?
There's no fee unless we call him.
I understand Mary's point and would agree that if we're not officially terminating, then he should be listed. If that was your point.
Right, I mean, well, are we terminating? Because I think if he's not listed, we should be, but
So to amend that, we would add a
is there a motion on the floor?
No, there's no motion yet.
So the motion would be it's called Jim Martin Law Firm.
So it'll be Laura Booth, Kepler, and Jim Martin as our district council,
So he's three.
yeah. Which we retain 2 and a half. If you want.
Okay, I will move to designate for our district council Laura Booth from Ratliff, Rozak, and Jessica Maloney, and 2, that we would retain or designate Craig Kepler from Boston Pavilion, and 3rd, that we would designate Jim Martin from Jim Martin Law Firm.
Is there a second? Discussion? All in favor? Unanimous? Motion passes on that one. Designation of individual or an authority or contract legal or to contact legal counsel. I believe in the past it's been Kate, the chair or the vice chair.
Yep, so do you want me to talk?
Yeah, please.
Okay. I've always had authority to contact legal counsel, just in managing the school. In addition, the board chair in collaboration with the executive director can contact the an attorney and ask, whatever we might need. And then also the board chair in collaboration with the vice chair, particularly if the legal matter is in regard to the executive director. So that has been traditionally our order of who can call the attorney.
Anyone with a moment?
I will move to designate authority to the board chair with approval of executive director or vice chair to contract legal counsel.
Second? Very good.
Discussion?
Discussion? Second opportunity for discussion. All in favor? It's unanimous. So that motion passes. And last one in the annual action items is the appointment of the company board members, which right now is Joel Pundisak, Denise Spies, and then Dan Ellingson. They are the ones that have been working on reviewing the new building and stuff as we go, as is. And so I think the motion or the movement would be just to continue down the same,
Yeah, so Dan will be new to the building company.
to the
He's,
role.
to the role, so he's no longer on the board, so he's eligible to be on the building company.
Clarity, these are board members similar to like this group.
So in charter school, we're not allowed to own our building, so we have a building company, it's an affiliated building company. And so the affiliated building company needs to have a board, it's a nonprofit board, it's not quite the same as this because they're not in meeting laws, other rules do not apply to them. But in the last year, it's been really clear that board members, the regular school board cannot be on the building company. So has to be a separation, and also nobody who has any financial interest in the building company or is involved in paying any bills for the rent and whatnot for the building company. So all of these 3 qualify.
Are these made up of parents, teachers, community members?
So it's a little different in terms of how that goes, but Joelle Tomzak has been on the building company for years. She is our Mars coordinator here, our student data coordinator. Denise Spies, used to be known as Denise Kapler. She was one of the early board members at the school, and still has an interest in the school. And then Dan Ellingson was a 6-year board member that just finished his term. Just so that everyone has some background on who these people are.
Then there will be some meetings where like the treasurer or chair sit in with this group, but they're not official board members.
Absolutely, so people are welcome to come if you're interested in attending those meetings. They typically happen, they're virtual, they happen at 7:30 in the morning. Usually the first Tuesday of the month. So if you are interested in attending some or all, just let me know, I'll be sending out the invites for those shortly.
Katie, are you a part of that group as well? Are you a part of that group as
Yeah,
well?
so
appoint Joelle Quinzet, Denise Spies, and Dan Ellingson as the building company board members.
Is there a second? Awesome. Discussion? All in favor? Okay. Unanimous. Okay, in our packets today, we were handed part of Exhibit K. You know, you want to go ahead with this? We're gonna send out for you guys to take a look over. There's a lot of reading on it, just to review. Part of our board process is to make sure you understand it, bring any questions back to our next meeting, along with having this signed at the next meeting. So we're not gonna turn these in today, but review. Okay, also gonna,
And then conflict of interest.
and also the conflict of interest, and just verifying that there's no, you're not getting any personal advantage by being on the board or our doings moving out, whether it be looking for Pearson or whatever. Okay.
If you have any questions about any of those documents, feel free to give me a call. There were some changes in Exhibit K that, student administrator made. I reviewed those changes. They seem, or they are all legislative, so, it's not, I mean, it's part of our charter contract, but when the laws change, that has to be kept up with as well.
And just for new board members, I would say that's kind of where some of the discussion goes behind this is what we will allow them. Our Sam, our authorizer to kind of, that's just to kind of know what's all.
Yeah, and we're, because we have a board member missing today, and we want everyone to really understand these documents. You know, you can sign them today and turn them in, or you can bring them into the office retreat.
Yeah.
And I'll bring extra copies in case somebody forgets theirs.
Excellent, thank you. And now, everyone's been waiting for our expansion report from Dr.
Okay, I have a couple things just for housekeeping. I met with, Christine Robleski, who's our, person, our consultant for Teamworks, and we set up, the strategic planning process. So the strategic plan, we're building the strategic plan over the course of this next year. So we will start that work at the retreat on August 9th. And we expect to have the process done by early April, just so everyone kind of knows where we are on that. There's a lot of legislative changes that are coming out of this session. And Maggie and I will talk about some of them in terms of what it does with our policies. But I have a meeting tomorrow with MDE. It's a statewide charter leader meeting with MDE to go over all of the changes. And then we'll take a look at, I believe, two of the policies we've got scheduled to come forward in August do have legislative changes, so I'll send out an update to the board in terms of how we look to proceed with that. And then on to expansion. I was out at the building today. You might notice the hard hat here when it's very, when it's, you have to wear a hard hat, and when it's hot, the walls are up on about 2/3 of the building. They were doing the 2-story section today. So the 3-story section is fully enclosed. The gym is as enclosed as it'll be until the roof joists are on. And then they were starting to put up the walls around the 2-story section of the building. Planking are big chunks of concrete that are the floors, the second and third floor on the taller part of the building. That planking was going in today, so it was really kind of cool. You could go stand inside the building and see the floor above. So you're starting to get a feel for what the building feels like. Our elementary interest list is now, it was at 12:15 this morning when I woke up, so 1,215 students have expressed an interest in coming here for elementary school. We expect to hear about our application, our affidavit, in the next month from our authorizer. I'm planning to try and set up a meeting in the next few days to discuss any We did apply for another expansion grant again this year through MDE. We did not get the grant. I found that out on Thursday. I have some questions in regard to why, but I hope to have them answered tomorrow, or Thursday. I'm going down to MDE for another meeting, and I expect to have an opportunity to talk with the federal grant people. It was concerning in the beginning even applying for the CSP grant because it's a large grant and it's a federal grant, so there's always a concern that the money won't actually come. So, but I'm gonna look into that a little further. Yesterday, Julie Nielsen and her finance director from South Washington County Schools, so that's their superintendent, and their finance director came out yesterday and we discussed our expansion. We have a real happy, positive, collaborative relationship. They're just trying to determine their staffing and their plans around what we're gonna do. So they were very eager to find out about elementary as well, because that impacts their staffing for the 26-27 school year. And so they're already starting to plan for that. And we are committed to continuing a positive collaborative relationship throughout the expansion process. So we're continuing to talk and meet fairly regularly moving forward. So I'm very happy to report that they're not trying to cause us any harm, and we're being very transparent with them. So
How many elementary students per grade are we thinking?
75.
75 kids per grade.
So, at when we're full, we will start with that. And Justin Parks, our elementary principal, started on July 1, so he's been working his butt off. He's working on curriculum and just trying to plot out exactly what his recommendation is for how we build the building.
And we're doing K-5.
For K, yeah. So we had some, initial thoughts, but we were always holding off to see what the elementary expert suggests. So, we should have a report, I'm thinking September, October, that we'll bring forward, just kind of going through an overview of what the plans are at today.
Any questions or follow-ups? Okay, moving forward, just on your calendars, the board retreat, which we talked about, August 9th, and then the picnic, which will be at Cottage Grove.
Cottage Grove, and we'll send an invite, we're expecting to send out another invite this week. It's August 17th from 1 to 3, I believe, off the top of my head. It's a Sunday, it's a lovely park, and we have been up in the attic. I say we collectively, I don't like to go in the attic, I don't go in the attic. But people have been in the attic and they pulled out a lot of old memorabilia and stuff. So we've got, pictures from the first graduating class we've got from all the years. There's a lot of stuff up there. You'd be surprised how much stuff can fit in that attic. And there is a time capsule that we'll be bringing and opening up for that. So it should be a really fun event. We've got a food truck coming. It's Thai. Yeah, and we've got a snow cone machine. We're gonna make some snow cones, and it's a lovely park. It should be a lovely day. So everyone is invited. Joelle's been collecting emails from alumni that she has. We'll send that out. It's on social media. Future, current, past, families, everyone is welcome. It's kind of like an all-school reunion and reunions. Okay, so we're really excited about that.
Awesome. Good to hear. Questions on any of that?
Kate, do you anticipate needing any assistance from us as a board, either at the 25th reunion or at Woodbury Days?
If you are interested, let me know. We could always use people. I would love for the board to be at the 25-year picnic. I'll let you know if we need your help. It also would be nice for you to be able to just mingle with the people. So, and we'll make sure everyone, has name tags by then. And then you'll actually get your name tag. So, typically we have like little name badges, just so that people know who you are. We're excited about that, it should be a fun day.
And can you, for those of us who are not staff, can you send out a Spirit Wear or MSA gear
Yes, I can.
link
Yeah.
for, to us, because goodness knows, it doesn't fit in a good way.
It's also on the website still, under the PTO. So on the MSA website, under our PTO, I just was looking the other day
Okay.
because I was thinking about ordering some more stuff. So under our PTO link, there's a link for our MSA web stuff. So if you know how to get to the PTO stuff, it's right at the very top. And
Okay.
you can order.
And so, and that's, and if you Google BSN sideline store, I will include it in the next board update next week when I send it, because there'll be a few other things. Also, like materials, if you can't get into your, for the new members, if you can't get into your MSA, email, we have a special board email, let me know, and we'll get you in there. Because that's where those board updates will come, and there'll be one next week.
Do we know the turnaround in the stores? Like how long it takes for the stuff after you order?
Depends on how customized it is.
Yes, okay.
If you need Spirit Wear, though, we do have a limited internal stock, so some of them are long
I want to say
sleeve.
it says like 7 to 10 days, but I don't think it took that long.
Okay.
I ordered mine, but
Just
there's
saying.
some of them that'll say fast on it too. And then some that's a little bit longer, some of the, fast is some of just the basic whatever,
Yeah.
but they're all fancy.
Yeah. Any other questions for the good of the group? Strike number 11. Have a motion to.
I'll make a motion to close the meeting, or to end the meeting, sorry.
Any seconds?
I can second.
All in favor?
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you, everyone.
Congratulations to our new members and our new officers.